Damore Golf Instruction. I do appreciate you looking me up on the net and allowing me the opportunity to help you out with your game. Now, you told me you hit the ball left to right, slicing the ball, hit a lot of pull slices, straight slices, and push slices, excuse me. And you also desire to have more distance. And in a nutshell, we're gonna go through this. And first and foremost, so before we get started, I want you to realize why you're hitting the ball the way you're hitting them. And then I'm going to go into how we go about fixing this. First and foremost, let's look at your position on the left here. Let me get your driver swing out down the line. And the easiest way for me to see what's going on in someone's golf swing is look at their impact positions. Alright? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you your impact position with the driver. And I want you to, I'm going to put an imaginary target line. Well, it's not really imaginary, it's exactly where your target line is, somewhere in this neck of the woods. And by the way, you did a very good job of making videos of yourself. The angles look good, the whole 9 yards. So this is going to be helpful. There's your shoulder position at impact. It's open to the target line, which is normal. But I'm more concerned about the degree of which it's open. It's excessively open, and of course your hips are even more so than that. Now, again, at impact, shoulders are open to the target line ever so slightly, or even square to the target line, and the hips are open to the target line. But yours, you take that to the nth degree, and that's a big problem with what's going on in your game. Now, let's look at the guy on the right. That's James Hahn, a rookie this year, who I think has the best golf swing I've ever seen on tour, even better than Tiger Woods' back in 2000. You're gonna see a lot of him this year if you haven't already. He's done very well. The commentators are all gushing over his golf swing, and if this kid develops a short game and gets a little bit mentally tougher out there, he's gonna win. But in any event, we're gonna check out his golf swing, and I'm gonna put him at impact, and I'm gonna show you something here. Let's put the target line up again. I think he's kind of in this position. Let's look at his shoulders position at impact. His shoulders are pretty much square to the target line. Alright? That tells me he's attacking the ball down the line. That club head's attacking the ball down the target line. Alright? And of course his hips are open. But again, they're not as open as yours are. And that's what we're going to address with your golf swing. Ideally, you'd like to have these shoulders pretty much square to the target line, or a little bit open, slightly, and of course the hips will be open. That allows the club head to be delivered to the golf ball down the target line. In your case, the club head's attacking the golf ball this way, left of the target line. And that's where your pulls come from, your pull hooks, your pull slices. Now your body has to adapt to this. Again, your body's it's a creature of necessity. It does whatever it needs to do to achieve the desired outcome. And people with good hand-eye coordination, it's really strong. Why does your body get into this position at impact? And I want to pull up another picture of you here. Your setup position. I'm going to show you something here. Here's your critical error, Max. It's your grip. I see a grip that is, we call it a weak position, weak hand position, or a slice position. That grip shows to me that ball is going to curve left to right usually. When you have your hands in a weak position on the club like you do, and again, what I mean by weak is this: the thumb and forefingers of both hands, in your case, if you were to point those somewhere, they're pointing up this direction, to your left ear, to your nose, to the left side of your head. Ideally, we want to see the thumb and forefingers point this way. Alright? Now, I'm going to bring up Mr. Hahn here again. If I can find his picture, just bear with me. I've got a lot of them in my computer here. Here we go. Look at his left hand here. I see probably 2 or 3 knuckles right there. On yours, I don't. Again, I see a very weak position of the hands on the club face. That keeps the club face open to the arc. Ergo, your shots to the right are slice, and your body obviously makes up for it by an excessive open position at impact, like I showed you earlier with the hips and shoulders. Now, Mr. Hahn here on the left, he's got a very good grip. Again, this kid's got a flawless golf swing. That's why I'm going to use it for the time being. His forefinger and thumb position. Picture's not real clear, but I can tell you right now it's looking like it's pointing in this area. And if his right hand wasn't there, you could see the left hand, the V's in the left hand, they're pointing over here. That allows the body to keep the club face square to the arc much easier without making a lot of huge compensations like you see in your swing. Alright, so first and foremost, critical error number one is a grip, and you have to address this. You have to change your grip. Go to my website under the address setup posture tab, I think it is. You're going to see how to put the hands on there properly, and it's very descriptive and very easy to see, but you have to change your grip if you're going to fix your golf swing. Critical error number two. Alright, let me get you to the top here. I'm going to put you on the left this time, but let me get you to the top of the swing. Where's the one I want? Right there. Okay, let's get you up here. Now, your left hand wrist position is cupped. Not quite that much. Well, maybe it is, but in any event, it's cupped. It's this way. That's that left wrist up there at the top. When I see that in the golfer at the top of the swing, that also encourages an open club face hugely. So you got to grip your hands on the club in a very open position or slice position. Couple that at the top of the swing with a cupped left wrist, and your golf ball is going to go one direction and one direction only, and that's slice. Unless you make a very, very compensating move on the forward swing to stop that slice, which you don't. Instead, you get these shoulders and hips in a very open position. There's your compensation to get the ball in play. The ball's still going to curve left to right most of the time, albeit a few snap hooks from time to time. But for the most part, that ball's going to curve right. And again, hands on the club in an improper position at address, plus this left wrist that's cupped up here, you're going to have a ball curving left to right 7 days a week and twice on Sunday, unless you make a compensation on the forward swing to counteract that, which you don't. What you do is you open up the hips and shoulders at the bottom of the swing arc, and you play that pull fade, so to speak. Alright? And again, your desire was to not slice it as much and even play a little push draw. Pardon my art there, but that's a huge facelift there, Max. It's definitely doable. It's definitely changeable. But there's a lot of hard work, a lot of repetition, a lot of drill work to help counteract all this. If it was as simple as just changing the grip and having the grip change, and the grip's going to weed out all your bad habits, it'd be great life. But the fact is, it's not. There's a lot of work involved in this major change you want to make. But it's very doable, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, let's first and foremost, like I said, is the grip. We've got to change the hands on the club. Secondly is the path. We have to get the path of the club head through impact traveling down the target line instead of this way, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's address your distance problem that you think you're having or you are having. Picture on the right here, face on view. I'll get you to the top. I'm going to show you your angle up here. Alright, here's your angle at the top. Pretty good wrist set. Picture on the left, we're going to put Mr. Howell here on the left, Charles Howell. Hits the ball a long ways, generates a lot of club head speed, not very big in stature, but he does generate a lot of club head speed, and I'm going to show you exactly how he does this. Now, his position at the top isn't too different from yours in terms of the wrist set angle. Now, where he really differs from you, and quite frankly a lot of people in this world, is when he gets down through the forward swing arc, I want you to see something right here. Look how much angle this gentleman has here in the shaft. Alright, now let's get you over here to the right down in that position. You got an obtuse angle. So you've lost your angle, so to speak, to start that forward swing, where Charles Howell, I think, if anything, has added to his angle. Alright, you've lost your lag. And if we move you even forward into the swing, there's your distance loss. We got to hold on to that angle. We got to create that angle and keep that angle through the forward swing. And when you do that, number one, you deliver the club head to the ball from the inside instead of over the top like you're doing. And number two, you generate a lot of club head speed, a lot of stored energy. And Charles Howell does it better than anybody. Quite frankly, I think he does it to the extreme too much. And but in this case, it's a very good visual for you to see. He gets the club to the top. He comes down into the ball, and he's actually increased his angle. Whereas you at the top, and to start the forward swing, have made your angle more obtuse. And that's a distance loss, pure and simple. You got to hold on to that angle much more so into the forward swing. Let's get you in this position right here now. That's a really large obtuse angle. Let's get Charles Howell into that position if I can. This video his moves kind of slow, but we're going to do it anyways. We'll get his left arm kind of in your position. Right there. As you can see, his left arm and your left arm are almost in the same position as the forward swing, but look where his club shaft is. He's held on to that angle, pure and simple. There's your distance loss. And again, that's changeable, that's fixable. A lot of hard work, a lot of repetition, a lot of drill work. Now, let's get into how we fix your top of your backswing here. Obviously, the grip change is going to be, well, it's easy to change your grip and get your hands on it properly. It's not real easy to get used to that stuff. What you'll probably see initially after you change your grip is the ball starting off left because that's your normal path, and then hooking, which is normal. Don't get discouraged by that. We'll have to change your path eventually, and you'll have to work on that. That'll be your hardest thing to do, is change your path. But let's get you to the top again. That cupped or open position with the hands, the left wrist, we can eliminate that right to start off the takeaway here. I want to show you something. Alright, let's get Mr. Howell over here on the right. Again, Charles has a golf swing that a lot of people think is cosmetically perfect. He does have flaws, and I won't get into those today, but he does have a golf swing that's very good to study and to compare to. I'm going to put Charles in that position that you're in right now. I want you to see something here. Look where his club face is pointing that driver. It's still facing that golf ball for the most part. Now let's look at where your driver's facing. Your driver's facing out that way. You fan that club face open excessively to a point where it's wide open to the swing arc, and that encourages that position of your left wrist at the top. What we need to do is we need to get this club face looking at that golf ball for a little bit longer time in that takeaway. Alright, such that we can get that left wrist in a much flatter position at the top. And we'll put Mr. Hahn up there again. You know, this, like I said, this kid's got a great golf swing, but he does a lot of good things in his swing. And again, this is no different. Look how flat he's up here, Max. He's really flat up there with that left wrist and left forearm, whereas you have a little bit of a cup, which again creates an open club face. But if we can get that golf club looking at the golf ball more so than open like you have it, we can get it more looking at the golf ball instead of fanned wide open on that takeaway. It's going to help that position at the top, pure and simple. Alright, now, how do we fix this path? Top of the swing. Let's get you up there. I'm going to put a line up here for a reference point, alright? Now we're going to get, again, we're going to get Mr. Hall over here on the right. Let me get him up at the top. Again, with that weak, open hand position on the club that you've created for yourself, and I'm not sure how long you play golf for, but I hope it's not too terribly long, because the longer you have those bad habits ingrained in your swing, obviously the longer it takes to bleed them out of your swing. But repetition, 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 drill work, drill work, drill work will help encourage and speed up the process of change. Now, how do we fix our path? How do we get that club attacking the ball from the inside? We want to attack that ball a little more down the line versus where you have it going this way through impact with that club face. We want to attack it down the line. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to watch Charles swing here for a second. I want to show you something. I want you to watch his hands in relation to that line I put up there. His hands come this way or down. I'm saying they're coming more vertical. Let's put them in motion here. See that? Let's try it again. We'll do it slower this time. They're coming down. Now let's look at yours for a second here. They're coming down the same line they went back on, which ideally is perfect. In my opinion, that's perfect. But in your case, with that weak grip, the only way you can survive with that perfect downswing position is to excessively open up the shoulders and hips. And what we need to do is educate your body and your swing and your golf muscles to counteract that. We need to have these hands, you need to feel like they're coming this way instead of over. We need to feel like they're coming this way, just ever so slightly. Alright? And that's going to help attack the ball more so from the inside instead of this way. Alright? Now let's put you in motion here. I want to see something else here for a minute. Alright, now I want to show you something right here compared to Charles. Quite frankly, I think Charles gets way too underneath. But it's the visual I want you to look at. You've got to have this visual in your head on that forward swing, because this will be the toughest change you make as a club path. You've got to get that club attacking the ball more from inside, or I hate to use the word underneath, but that's the visual, that's the feeling you want, albeit it probably won't exactly do that, but that's the visual you want to have. You want to feel like this golf club head is attacking from in here instead of from that way. Let's put Charles, let's get rid of those lines for a second here. We'll put that plain line back up at the top. Alright, just bear with me here. Let's get him going into his forward swing here. See, he's underneath that original plane from the top of the swing in that position. He's attacking the ball from the inside. You got that club a little too high in that position. So we have to think, we have to feel, we have to visualize, in your case, underneath or down or under or what have you. Anything that'll help discourage the over. In your case, we have to feel like we're swinging under the plane this way. And I've got drills I'm going to show you here at the end, or tell you about in the end, that'll help encourage all this. I'll give you a plan of action, or a call to action, so to speak, to help you get on your way in fixing your golf swing. Now, if we can fix your path and you get your hands on there properly, and this doesn't happen overnight, Max, it takes time, but you look like you're a serious person and you have serious athletic ability. I've seen people with your problems before, with real weak grips on the club, real weak hand positions, and cupped up here at the top with your left wrist, and I've never seen any of them have a handicap less than 26. And I think you told me you were a 10, 12, 13. That's an extremely good handicap for these kinds of flaws you have. That tells me you have a really good hand-eye coordination. So that also tells me that a change or a fix like this is something you can accommodate and do. Now, call to action. what do we need to do? Well, obviously we need to get our hands on there properly, like I said before. And if you go to my website, you'll see diagrams and pictures on how to do that. Also, at my website or my YouTube channel, and you may have already seen these videos, excuse me, the stop the over-the-top video drill I have at my YouTube channel. This drill you need to do all the time. You need to do this drill until you get physically sick of doing it. This drill greatly encourages the path into the golf ball we're looking for. Now I'm going to put Charles up here again, and I want to show his face on view, and I'm over here. I'm going to get your face on view here. Let's see where you're at. I think that's it right there. When we get to the top of the swing, you need to feel to start this forward swing. And I'm going to put Charles over here on the clock, or on the table here. I want you to watch this position of his left hip. You have to feel this. You have to think about this. You have to try to emulate this. His left hip moves laterally, which allows his hands and arms to drop underneath. Now again, in Charles's case, I think it's excessive too much, but for your purpose, it's a very good visual. When that left hip starts moving laterally to the target, we got him in super slow motion. When that hip moves to the target, it's very easy to attack that ball from inside, like we're looking for in your swing. Now let's get you to the top here. Right there, your left hip is kind of stopped. Let's get you back to the top again. I want to put an arrow on here. There's your left hip. It's moving laterally, but nowhere near as much as it needs to. In fact, it's opening up to the target line excessively too much, even from the top of the swing. We need you to move those left hips laterally to the target, start that forward swing, which allows those arms and hands to come under, or I should say, let's get a different view up here. Put Charles back up there again. Where's he at? Where's Charles? There we go. When that left hip goes to the target to start that forward swing, those hands come underneath almost automatically. I have a drill again. It's called the Stop the Over-the-Top drill at my website. And you are an over-top swinger. I mean, I hope you looked at my website already. There's two golfers in the world. There's over-toppers and underneathers. And you're an over-topper. We need to counteract that move, and we do that with this Stop the Over-the-Top drill. Alright, you need to do this all the time. Long story short. The other drill that's going to help you immensely is my anti-stuck drill. It's also on my YouTube channel. This drill is going to help tremendously for you to sync up your shoulders, your hips, and your hands at impact in a much better position, so we're not in that wide open swing position that you find yourself in too often. Let's get you to impact over here on the right. Again, that super wide open position with the hips and the shoulders. My anti-stuck drill is going to alleviate a lot of that. But again, these drills work only if you do them excessively and a lot. Again, there's not enough of these repetitions you can do in my case to help alleviate the problem you have. Especially if you want to go from a full slicer to a little power push drawer. You got to do a lot of drill work, Max, and it's hard work. But again, it's half the battle, and it's very enjoyable to do this stuff, in my opinion. I like doing this stuff. I like having my students do it. And I like to see their faces when the improvement's happening. Now, another drill I want you to get used to is my anti-slice drill at my YouTube channel. This teaches your body to rotate that club face square to shut through impact. That's going to help you tremendously. It also enforces and encourages you to attack the ball from the inside. And these three drills are going to be instrumental in you changing this club path of your golf swing. And again, what we mean by club path is basically we're trying to get you to attack the ball a little bit more from the inside than what you do normally is attacking it from the outside, cutting across it. We got to change your path. Alright? So the three drills I want you to work on excessively and a lot. I think you told me from Australia, so I've never been there, but I heard it's warm. Me, on the other hand, I'm sitting in 10-degree temperatures and I can't play golf. It drives me nuts, but someone like you in a different climate, you can play golf and practice as much as you want. I want you to work on the over-the-top drill. I want you to work on my anti-slice drill. And I want you to work on my anti-stuck drill. These 3 drills will be instrumental in you improving your golf swing. And above all, you got to get your hands on the club properly. Max, I appreciate you looking me up, and again, I really enjoy doing this stuff for students. And this stuff will work. What I'm telling you will work, but you got to put some effort, you got to put some time, you got to put repetition into it. I appreciate you looking me up, and contact me and let me know how you're doing. Thank you.